Aha! Shut your hole, you fucking cow. 2,300 yen and no bush?
I'm supposed to score. I've got a mortgage to pay.
Fuck.
Gantz is weird. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of AnimeTalk. Now if you thought I was only going to be doing newer anime, nope. I'm also going to be tackling older anime that I've missed out on, and this one is... It's a special case. This one is the first episode, everything about Gantz, from what I've seen. I mean... yeah. What is Gantz about from the initial start of the first episode? So we follow our main protagonist, which is Kay, and he is this very horn-doggish type of character. He's very selfish, and he just kind of has a very whiny attitude, and just kind of is just annoyed with, like, everyone that's, like, around him. He's like, oh, these people, like, why would I even give, like, time or anything? Like, these people are, like... as awful or whatever. Keep in mind, I'll talk more about the tone later on, but more about the initial story. One day he sees a homeless person stumble upon train tracks, and he actually bumps into one of his childhood friends, and he jumps in to save him, and then Kay's like, oh, this is so stupid, and then he jumps in to save him, and by saving the homeless person, they both get run over by the train, even though they could literally move to the other side of the track, or just Super Mario jump onto the platform. But in any case, they die, but technically speaking, they're not 100% dead because they get, like, transported to, like, an apartment or house in which they meet other people who have technically, quote-unquote, died as well. And basically, there's, like, this big sphere ball thing which gives them instructions on defeating certain types of enemies in order to get a second chance in life. So they have to dress in these very skin-tight morph suits and are given weapons to go out in the street and fight enemies. I did watch episode 2, so there's a little bit more context to that, because episode 1 kind of just introduces them initially dying and then, you know, stating that, hey, you're not really dead, but, you know, you don't really exist in the realm of the real world anymore. You're just half dead, basically. This anime, oh my lord, keep in mind, I'm watching this in the dub, and the dub is very, very crude. Every character thus far in the show is a jerk, is very, very perverted, which I have no problem with, like, that kind of dialogue. It's just like, ooh, they went very heavy with the English dubbing of Gantz, and it definitely has a mean-spirited tone to the show, and I don't think mean-spiritedness can ruin a show, or can, like, I know, like, mean-spiritedness can turn off a person for watching a show, but one of my favorites is actually Painting and Stalking. It has a mean-spirited tone, but it keeps up with a good quality because of the animation and how ridiculous the characters are. It's just the characters are, like, so over-the-top kind of terrible that, like, at least it makes you feel better, but you also just kind of want to see, like, why these characters are this jerkish. But I know we're not going to. They're just initially just written to be just over-the-top, horrible, selfish people. And, like, there's some, there's nudity in this, so, you're gonna be seeing some dodongos in the show, and there's some scenes that I can't really say what happens, but let's just say that in the first episode, there is an attempt, or is it the first or second episode, that there is an attempt at assault. So, this anime is definitely not for everybody. It's definitely something to check out if you're interested in something that's kind of, like, over-the-top mean-spirited. The music is, like... Did you ever, like, watch something that kind of is, of its time? Like, you listen to like something or you watch something and you're just like, yes, this was definitely in the early 2000s. I totally get that when I watch Gantz, the anime. It is very early 2000s anime. 3D is kind of rough when it comes to the sphere ball, but I give it a pass since it is the early 2000s, so they haven't really perfected in putting 3D into anime yet. So there's that. What else? It's not too violent, but I think it's violent enough that it's on like a medium level of violent. There's like body decapitation, and yeah. It's not something as detailed, say, as like another, but there is still elements of gore in it and stuff. There are by episode 2, there's like 2 particular monster designs that are just like okay. It's like nothing really terrifying, but all in all, I think that Gantz is just a story about just fighting monsters basically to get back to real life. So by by how just mind-boggled I am by Gantz, does that technically mean I'll be continue watching the series? And keep in mind, this has 2 seasons, and I know that Gantz also has a CGI movie, which I only watched a couple minutes of. It looks highly productive wise, produced, not highly productive, highly produced wise. There's a lot of juggle physics, my dude. There's one female character in that movie, and she got jiggly watermelons on her breasts. So you're like probably asking, hey, are you gonna like continue watching this show? Yes. And you're probably asking me why. Sometimes you just gotta watch stuff till the very end, even if it's like mind-boggling. Like, I never really hear a lot of people talk about Gantz. I know that the manga is still continuing. I never hear people even talk about the manga either. I know there's some weird stuff that happens in the manga as well, definitely in the later chapters. But, yeah. I think this is next levels to, like, I think Gantz definitely has a lot more unredeemable characters than, say, like, something like Elfen Lied, where it was half the cast were unforgiving characters, and then you just have Gantz, which like 95% of the characters are like huge dickwads besides Kay's friend and one of the female characters. Everyone else is just horrible 99% of the time, or just like selfish and whatnot. So I'll just be continuing this just for the fun of it. And to people who have watched Gantz, let me know what you guys think about the show too when you first initially watched it. Did you watch it in the dub? The crazy, insane dub? Which, by the way, it's not, like, the characters are definitely delivering their lines really well. It's just, like, the dialogue is just, like, whoa. Very crude and very harsh. But it's entertaining, what can I say? So yeah, let me guys know if, what your opinions about Gantz is the anime, and if you read the manga too, you can put that in the comments as well. But yeah, I'm going to really probably marathon Gantz and see where the story leads. That's all I can say about Gantz. So thank you, my lovelies, for watching this episode of Anime Talk, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope all of you lovelies have a beautiful day or night or evening or afternoon or morning. I said morning already. Anywho, a peace.